The entire coffee shop was getting irritated because one girl took nearly 10 minutes just to order a single cup of coffee. People were sighing loudly, shaking their heads, and one man even muttered, "She's holding up the whole place." No one knew she couldn't hear a single word they were saying, until a stranger stood up, walked over to her, and left the entire crowded cafe completely silent. It was a cold November rain pouring down on New York City like it would never stop. The streets of Manhattan were drenched in gray, and the icy wind cut straight to the bone. People rushed into the small, cozy coffee shop on the corner near Times Square to escape the storm. Warm, golden lights reflected on the foggy windows. Soft jazz drifted gently through the packed space. Standing near the entrance was Claire Brooks. She clutched the strap of her sketch bag tightly. 27 years old, a freelance illustrator living in Brooklyn, Claire had been born deaf. She took a deep breath, trying to steady her nerves, and stepped up to the counter. The barista asked for her order quickly, his voice already showing impatience because the shop was busy. Claire tried hard to read his lips, but everything was blurry. She smiled apologetically and pointed at the menu. The barista repeated the question louder, his tone growing frustrated. The line behind her grew longer. Sighs, mutterings, and impatient head-shaking filled the air. "Oh my God, what's taking her so long? It's just coffee. She's holding up everyone." Claire lowered her head, her cheeks burning, her heart pounded. That familiar feeling washed over her again, the feeling of being a burden, an obstacle in a city that never slowed down. Her hands trembled as she pulled out her phone to type her order, wishing she could disappear. That's when a calm, warm voice came from behind her. "Excuse me, let me help her." Michael Carter, 38 years old, a single father, had been sitting there with his 8-year-old daughter, Sophie. Michael walked over and stood beside Claire. Without saying much, he gently raised his hands and signed fluently, slowly, and with deep respect. "It's okay. What would you like? I'll help you." Claire looked up sharply. Her eyes widened in shock and overwhelming emotion. Tears instantly welled up. For so many years, almost no stranger had ever signed to her in public. The entire coffee shop fell silent. The muttering stopped. Everyone was watching. Michael smiled gently and continued signing. "Take your time, there's no rush." Claire bit her lip, her hands trembling as she signed back, "Thank you. A caramel latte and a blueberry muffin, please." Michael translated for the barista, his voice calm and clear. Little Sophie toddled over and clumsily signed a few simple words her father had taught her. "Sister, you smile beautiful." Claire let out a soft laugh, tears rolling down her cheeks. It was a laugh of pure relief after so many times of having to pretend she was normal in a noisy, rushing world. After receiving her drink, Michael quietly offered, "If you don't mind, would you like to sit with me and my daughter? Sophie loves learning sign language." Claire hesitated for a second, then nodded. They sat together under the warm golden lights. Michael told her that his late wife, Olivia, had also been born deaf. She passed away 3 years ago from a heart condition. Since then, he continued using sign language every day to teach his daughter and to make sure Olivia's world was never forgotten. "I don't want Sophie to grow up thinking silence means loneliness," he signed. Claire listened, tears falling freely. She took out her small sketchbook and quickly drew Michael and Sophie sitting together under the café lights, with the New York rain falling outside the window. Below the drawing she wrote, "Today, the two of you made me feel seen." When Claire stood up to leave, Sophie ran over and hugged her tightly. Michael simply nodded, his eyes full of warmth and understanding. The rain outside had stopped without anyone noticing. Many customers in the shop quietly took out their phones and searched how to learn sign language. The man who had muttered now stared down at his cold coffee. A young woman wiped the corner of her eye. Sometimes the world doesn't change through grand gestures. It changes in small moments when someone chooses kindness instead of judgment. The most painful thing is not living in silence. It's feeling like no one is even trying to understand you. Today, Michael and Sophie reminded us that one small act of patience and empathy can completely change someone's day, and sometimes it can restore their hope. If this story touched your heart, please remember that kindness still exists in this fast-paced world. And don't forget to subscribe to the Deep Life Stories channel for more real, heartfelt stories that help us believe in humanity again.